So whether you are just a small breeder with perhaps 1 or 2 mares trying to breed a decent racehorse, or a major player in the breeding industry, Rote has many exceptional bloodlines that we can tap into. So in these next few sessions I will be showing you a line breeding method on how we can best connect with some of these. And it's a proven line breeding method, one that I have used successfully myself and was incorporated with the planned matings of Group 1 winners Jimmy Shue and his half-sister Miss Wilson. And it's a method that perhaps most breeders will not have seen. So historically, when most people look at the family tree, they view it by working in generations across the screen or page, looking for common ancestors in the sire and dam. Many try to balance these ancestors through a son in one parent and a daughter in the other, or vice versa. And to be honest, I found that this method can be a little confusing and perhaps not always overly convincing. So today I will show you a method that is far more defined and continues to produce very good results. The method that I'm talking about is duplicating one of the sires in a stallion's female line. Now these sires are commonly known as the broodmare sires, and to my mind duplicating any one of these sires can make the outcome of the mating more predictable. In a lot of cases it can produce that exciting horse we're all looking for. So the first sire in Rote's female line is Green Desert. In mares in New Zealand that would give close-up duplications of Green Desert would be by Thoroughbred or Cape Cross. Now some will question, should we be creating duplications this close up in a pedigree? As you can see, it is 3 by 3. But I have no hesitation, especially as Green Desert is such a great speed influence. And also if we look at the pedigree of recent Group 1 winner Hellbent, who incidentally is out of a Thoroughbred's mare, you can see he is inbred very close up 3 by 3 to Green Desert. So with an ounce or two of luck we may just breed one like him. So also observing the following examples shows that many other stallions, and some of them not deemed successful stallions either, have produced some very good, or in some cases outstanding horses carrying this 3 by 3 pattern. I'd just like to add to that the stats for duplicating Dane Hill too are not good, but to my mind it is the position in a family tree that is the most important ingredient. And what's more, the exact same pattern, it is present in some of the most successful stallions of both today and yesterday. So the more adventurous breeder may be very well rewarded for giving it a go. Using mares by any grandsons of Green Desert will create a similar pattern, so showcasing mares in New Zealand would achieve this. Daughters of the Australian stallion I Am Invincible could give breeders another huge advantage when mated with Rote, as not only does it duplicate Green Desert, but also the sire of Rote's second dam, Chris, who we'll be looking at in the next session. Now there are a number of alternate ways to tap into Green Desert, and that is to apply the same method that I'm describing here with Rote. Firstly, to duplicate his female family. And the most notable one to do would be his second dam, 1983 Broodmare of the Year, Courtly D. And this could be done with Bertolini mares. And from then, would be to duplicate the sires in his female line. So either Sir Ivor or Never Bend. And a great example of this pattern having already worked can be found when we look at the stallion McPhee, who, like Rote, is out of a Green Desert mare. And so when we look at the pedigree of New Zealand Horse of the Year Bonnievale, we will see this exact same pattern that I am explaining here. So any Zabeel mare, or for that matter, any mares from the Sir Tristram male line, would give duplications of Sir Ivor, the sire of Green Desert Dam, in the exact same positions. Also, using any Zabeel male line mares will create two line breeding patterns here, giving duplications of Rote's 5th Dam Special, who we spoke about in the first session. And just to finish off line breeding to Green Desert and duplicating the sire of his 2nd Dam Never Bend this time, if we look again at the stallion McPhee and in the pedigree of his Group 1 performer Savile Row, these same principles are present again. So although the Lamy mares will not be easy to find, but we can see that this pattern has produced outstanding results before. Other mares from this Never Bend male line that we could use would be by Sandtrap, and just like the Zabeel mares, they would also duplicate Rote's female line. Mares by a reliable man, although most will be quite young at this stage, will give a host of duplications, not just to Never Bend, but to many others in Rote's pedigree, including Darshan, Sadler's Wells, and Special. We'll go deeper into this in another session. So just to wrap up line breeding to Green Desert, proof that the position and the pedigree is important, and duplicating the sire of a stallion's dam is perhaps relevant and could well pay big dividends. We need look no further at the pedigree of Rote's sire, High Chaparral, and we can see that the sire of his dam has been line bred to. Now we look at High Chaparral's grandsire, Northern Dancer, and the same pattern is present again. So in the next session we will look at line breeding to the sire of Rote's 2nd Dam Chris.